The Honored One, Gojo Satoru from Jujutsu Kaisen. The Ghost of the Uchiha, Madara Uchiha from Naruto. Thorkel the Tall from Vinland Saga. The Number One Hero, All Might from My Hero Academia. And the Lion Sin of Pride, Escanor from Seven Deadly Sins. Though all these characters vary in many ways, from appearance, ability, and intellect, they are all united by one thing: strength. In anime, the term strength is used quite differently to how we use strength in our society. If anything, the way strength is used is far more similar to the way we would describe someone with force or power. The characters I had mentioned at the start are all characters which are their universe's strength personified. But out of all these shows, none of them truly focus on strength as their main point. Yes, Naruto has characters like Madara Uchiha and Hashirama Senju that are integral to the anime's plot, but they are not really integral to the message of the story, which is having and staying true to your principles and your ninja way. Or with Vinland Saga, having characters like Thorkel, Thorfinn, and Thors that are strong characters, but their motivation is to be true warriors, which at certain moments outright rejects the idea of strength being an important factor. And even yes, Jujutsu Kaisen, most notably the most recent manga to be added to the entourage of an anime with a quote-unquote honored one character. But even then, as we have seen in the manga, skip to here for spoilers, there are moments where Gojo's characterization drops or is inconsistent from his honored one persona, and even throughout the anime it is questioned if he, Gojo the person, is the strongest, or if the techniques and God-given gifts make it so. But don't get it confused, in no way am I saying any of these characters or anime I have mentioned are in any way bad. I too am part of the crazy people who think Gojo will return in under 5 chapters. Just go ask Prod by Beans. Anyway, my main point is none of these anime's main focus is strength, but the one I'm going to talk about most possibly is the only anime that I have seen that truly revolves around the theme of strength, and may have the one character that truly encompasses the idea of strength personified. The almighty Mamoru Takamura, the Million Point Man, Japan's KO King, the undefeated, the Phantom of the JAA08, wrong verse. Anyways, all these nicknames have been placed onto Takamura as he in the Hajime no Ippo anime and manga is widely described as unbeatable. From beating opponents with only his left jab, beating opponents with an injured foot, and even destroying opponents so harshly he gives them PTSD, Takamura has simply done everything he can do to show his physical dominance against his competition. And without a doubt, Takamura resonates and radiates with power. But I know y'all are wondering why I consider him to be one of, if not the best representation of strength. It's not because of his background or anything that happened to him in the past, and it's not because of his intellect, though very underrated, not as high as some of the characters that I mentioned previously. The reason why I think Takamura Mamoru is the perfect representation of strength in anime is down to the perfect cohesion of these 3 attributes, which are endurance, mentality, and leadership. Just before I continue my rant, I just want to say I'm so sorry for being late with this vid. 6-day work weeks is busting my ass, and with this preparing for college and all that type of stuff, content creation has just gotten lost in the mix. I just want to say thank you so much for 190 subscribers. I'm not gonna be one of these fake YouTube people who say all of y'all are my family, because if we being real, I barely know some of y'all. But believe me when I say this, everyone who has helped me to get here, either through giving me music for my background, helping me with my thumbnails, or posting a comment with praise or valid criticism, thank you so much. You don't know how much this shit means to me. I don't know how far this content creation thing will take me, if I'm being honest, but I'm enjoying every single moment. And no bullshitting, I usually don't swear, but no BS, that means more than the 50 cents of monetization I would get in any time, any year. Anyways, let me finish this yap session. So if y'all can like, subscribe, comment a show, manga, comic, literally anything you would want me to review or break down next, as long as it's safe for YT. I know there are some of y'all who are freaks, but seriously, thank y'all so much. Takamura is considered the true secondary protagonist in the Hajime no Ippo story by fans. It is very obvious that Morikawa writes Takamura at a certain level of depth that most characters do not generally achieve. And this leads to the first point about my thoughts of Takamura's representation of strength, and that is, most, if not all, of his feat and development are shown. Unlike characters that disregard the rules of show don't tell in content creation and show creation, everything that makes Takamura is shown to us on screen in generally a linear pattern. We see this in his first fights, his title fights, his training and regiment, and more. And through the gradual climb in the caliber of opponent, we the audience truly feel the extent of when Takamura enters the arena against a new opponent. Compared to other fighters spouts, let's say Itadaki or Hayami, or even other show's strongest archetype like Saitama or Anos. Basically, to sum it up, the reader has built a somewhat parasocial relationship with the character, so whenever something happens with Takamura, there is more of a sense of feeling that happens with him compared to certain other characters. The second point that really emphasizes to me that Takamura is the best representation of strength is his mentality. Believe it or not, Takamura's mentality throughout the series may be one of the greatest contributions to Hajime no Ippo. Whenever there is a pivotal moment in the Hajime no Ippo plotline, Takamura's thoughts most often is the epicenter of the decision. Whether it's Ippo wanting to become a boxer, his conversation about philosophy after winning his first title bout, or his talk with Ippo right after the Kojima incident. All these moments affect the series in ways that the generic strongest archetype usually doesn't. This is not to say these type of characters need to be the smartest in their verse, unless intelligence replaces the role of physical dominance in the show, like Senku from Doctor Strange or L from Death Note. Intelligence really isn't relevant. It's the weight of the decisions from their mentality that matters, because if a character that is given the role of the strongest portrays or does actions that goes against their characterization, it often can take the audience out of the immersion the writer is creating. And with the sudden decrease in the quality of this archetype, small errors like that is what can truly make or break not just the character but the whole series. So it is truly astonishing that Morikawa has been able to keep Takamura's stances relatively proportionate to the growth of his character throughout the whole series, which has been airing for 30 years? Anyway, with all that reminiscing out of the way, let's get to the third point. This point may be piggybacking off the last character, but I think it has enough merit to be put into its own point. Takamura's role isn't simply as the strong guy. He takes the role of the leader, and this is just a single friend group. Any system that exists and forms within Takamura's parameters is simply speaks strong volumes about the work of Takamura in the series being extended to dominance. Anyway, tell me your thoughts in the comments on the matter. Is there a character you want me to cover? Is there a better representation of strength in your personal opinion? Or just comment someone or something you might want me to cover later in the future. Once again, I'm so sorry for the late video. Trust a lot of other projects I'm working on will come out, but until then,
remember these words: work hard, study well, and eat and sleep plenty. That is the turtle hermit.